Let me show you how to get a crispy skinned duck breast and rendering all the fat out. Don't be scared, it's super simple. The first thing we need to do is ensure the breast is out of the fridge and we let it get to room temperature. Just before cooking, we season it generously with salt and ground black pepper. Then it goes into a cold pan. Oh yes, I hear you say a cold pan, really? Yes, and then we slowly bring the heat up to a medium heat and we slowly render out the fat so it goes skin side down. And then it's in there for around about 5 minutes before we turn it and literally kiss it on the other side for no more than 30 seconds. Then back onto the skin side down into the pan, and then that pan goes into the oven. So you do have to use a pan that can go in the oven. And it's in the oven until we get to an internal temperature of 51 degrees C. And Fahrenheit is all in the description below, but you kind of really do need a thermometer to check it. You can do it by eye. It's about 5 minutes in the oven, but 51 degrees C. Out onto a board and let it rest for a minimum of 8 minutes. Don't be tempted to cut it before then, otherwise you'll have a pool full of juice all over your board and you'll be eating a dried old piece of duck steak. Not good. Anyway, let me show you also a beautiful whiskey ginger glaze with a date pate and shiitake mushrooms with the duck dish. Okay, our allspice date pate is so easy. The dates go in some apple cider vinegar, 1/4 teaspoon of allspice and some water. We're going to bring that up and simmer for 3 minutes. I'm going to reserve some of the liquid because I'm not quite sure on the thickness of this once we start pureeing it up. So I've got some liquid over here, I've still got some left in the pot. And get that into my mixer, mix it up, and I can always add more of the cooking liquor. So I'm trying to achieve a paste consistency, and look how that looks just perfect. So I'll scrape the sides down and I'm not going to need any more of the cooking liquor. So there's my sweet and sour date pate all ready for our duck. So easy, and you can see that I haven't used that liquor, so I'm going to get rid of that because that's a great consistency. Our whiskey ginger glaze. Whiskey goes in. Caramelized balsamic vinegar. Some grated fresh ginger. Honey, sweeten it up. And some chicken stock. Bring it to the boil. Let it come up to the boil and boil rapidly for 2 minutes. Now I'm literally going to pull it off the heat, and I've got some cornflour mixed with some cold water. I've got a whisk ready here, and in it goes while it's off the heat, and mix it up and return it to the heat for a further 1 minute. Strain it to get rid of the ginger pieces in there. Give it a good shake. And to extract that flavour out of the ginger, I'm going to push it through with the back of a ladle. Here we go. Done. Look at this. Our beautiful whiskey honey ginger glaze. Ready to go. I'm using shiitake mushrooms and I'm just cutting them into quarters. When you're washing shiitake mushrooms, never let the water get in here. Just wash the skin side. Otherwise they're like a sponge and they absorb it all. Now you can use button mushrooms if you can't find shiitake mushrooms, but I just love the flavour of shiitake with duck. I'm using a healthy drizzle of extra virgin olive oil infused with chili, and just getting it to heat up a little bit there, looking for a shimmer. Check that these are going to start to sizzle. No, we get a little bit more heat going here. Shiitake mushrooms in. Key when cooking mushrooms is not to season them until the end. Now I've got quite a lot of that extra virgin olive oil. Look, I'm push, pull, and I'm tossing these guys because they're like little sponges. Push, pull. There you go. Happy days. See how they've absorbed all that oil? That's flavour. At the last minute, we'll season them with salt and pepper. We'll cook them until they're soft. They're cooked. I'm not looking for lots of colour, but I've tasted one and they're lovely and soft and delicious. I'm just putting some salt on there to season them. No pepper because I've used chili oil. If you're using plain extra virgin olive oil, then season them with pepper. Look at those bad boys. This is our date number going on here, which is a really high carbohydrate. Let's just get our mushrooms on here, get a little arty-farty, show everybody we can have a little style. Mushrooms, build them up. There we go. Now, get a little garnish on here. Got some French sorrel, I've got some amaranth, and a little lamb's lettuce there. There we go. Now we can slice, and I'm going to slice quite big chunks. The skin is crispy, and look at that, beautiful and pink all the way through. Oh, crunchy skin. Let's start putting this on here. Nice piece there. And save this one over here for a little tasting. Put the little drops there. Now we're just going to drizzle a little bit of our whiskey ginger glaze over here. Doesn't need a lot, and it'll last in the fridge for when you want to cook it next time. Here we go, happy days. A very elegant dish with crispy skin on that duck breast with that date puree. Remember, it's high in carbs, so you won't need potatoes with it. The mushrooms have got that chili sneaking up on there, and that delicious whiskey ginger glaze culminates in a dish that is spectacular.